Jeff Weaver here to talk some Cyclone football. Welcome, Coach.
Hi, good to be here.
I got to tell you, after the Razorbacks lost, I texted this to somebody, something like this, that a lot of people were saying, "Oh, that's the worst call ever," and Cyclone fans were like, "That's not even the worst call of the weekend." So, so my first question, was he in?
Yeah, oh yeah, he was in, and you know, it's just unfortunate. Those guys make mistakes, and wish we hadn't left it to that play. But yeah, I will go to my grave saying absolutely he's in, and proud of our kids for the fight that they showed.
Yeah, I tell you, from where I was sitting, I was like, well, I don't know. I guess it could have gone either way. When I saw the video that got sent to me later, I thought, oh, he's in. And two people that didn't think he was in when they saw that changed their mind. What happened after? And for those listening didn't know, Russellville lost in overtime on a 2-point play that should have been called in, was not. Russellville loses by 1. But what happened after the play? I was kind of expecting them to huddle and discuss it.
No, they're going to go with the guy. And I mean, I went back to watch the film, and in his defense, the film from the press box, I mean, I couldn't tell if he was in or not. On the sideline, I couldn't tell if he was in or not. And he and one of their players had the two best views outside, obviously, of Brady of the play. And I mean, he had a great view. So you know, I assume that it's going to be the right call. It's a bang bang call. It's a judgment call. And normally the officials in a last play of the game sort of thing are immediately going to come together and leave the field. Mm-hmm. The official, I thought it was a little bit odd, was trying to convince our kids that he had made the right call, and the white hat sort of got him, and they headed on off the field. You know, it's tough. It's just a tough thing, and we control what we can control, and you know, that's not one of them, and it didn't go our way. It's unfortunate, but we're going to keep fighting and go win some games.
Always, when I have guests here, I always do 5 questions. I started writing out 5 questions if I had an official, like what is the plane of the goal line? What is a horse collar tackle? Because I want to know that. And yeah. I'll ask you about that and ask you about the health of Damon Donahoe, who was taken out by that horse collar tackle that wasn't called. How is he doing?
He saw a specialist yesterday. They're trying to decide the severity. You know, he's sore right now, a little bit swollen up. We're going to give him some time and see what the doctors have to say, and hopefully get him back soon.
One of the things that you were quoted as is you could not be prouder of the way the team played, and something like you've never seen a team fight harder.
Well, the thing is, Mickey, you know, I was extremely proud of the game and the fight that we showed a couple weeks ago against Benton. And when the game ended this Friday night, I told the kids I was wrong. I'd said then I couldn't be prouder, and I was. And I think the reason behind the feeling I had was going up against a team, first of all, that's, you know, in the ranked whatever, 2 or 3, whatever they were in the state, and undefeated and high expectations. And then they're huge. You know, their offensive line is absolutely monstrous. And their backs are big as well, so they're a big physical team. What they do is hard to prepare for. It is a true test of your physicality to stand up against them. And then we have several kids that played a whole bunch of snaps on both sides of the ball. And, you know, it seemed like there were times in the game that you would just think, man, are our guys going to get up off the ground? Are they going to make it back up? And then not only would they make it back up, they'd be right back there fighting their guts out the very next play, and just played so hard when there were times that I think they thought maybe we were going to lay down, and never did. And I know we earned a lot of respect from people that were there watching, and we earned a lot of respect from Lake Hamilton as well, from the way our kids just battled. And I've been doing this a while now, and I've seen teams play hard, but I don't know that I'd seen a team play that hard against that type of opponent in that atmosphere. It was impressive.
I don't want to say who it is, although he wouldn't mind, but one of my friends in radio who broadcasts for another conference team, said that his head coach said that he thought Russellville was probably going to pull the upset this week, but he said that you guys have the best wide receiving core in the conference.
Well,
and that's why he thought you were a good match for them.
Well, we do have a very talented group, and I think we've done some things. Our offensive line has really grown, given us opportunity. I think our quarterback is making good decisions, and we were able to run the ball last week. So those things make us very, very dangerous. And we're right there. We talked to him this week about having never flinch mentality and never back down, never make excuses, next man up mentality, and I expect us to go out and continue to play that way the rest of the year.
Just think how good the wide receiving core could be if Narveson was a part of the
we still got to get HP Narv in somewhere.
Saying it again, special teams coming through with another blocked PAT. You guys are going to do that at least once a week, it seems like.
Well, we almost got to. A couple of times we were close on the others, and I think our strategy and our kickoff team last week worked to our advantage. Kind of caught Lake Hamilton by surprise. So Coach Goodman always has the special teams ready to roll, and I can tell you this week that they'll be under stress as well because Greenwood's a really good special teams team as well.
You don't have to answer this, but last week you said you had a surprise for the team that you didn't want to reveal what it was for homecoming. Are you allowed to say?
Well, it was. I don't think at that point we had told them yet that we were going to have them up there at 7:45 Friday morning, and so we want to thank. We have the best booster club in the state of Arkansas, probably in the United States, and they helped us get some breakfast. Picked up breakfast early in the morning. We're having virtual Fridays at RHS right now, and excuse me, and so we don't want them sleeping all day. Mm-hmm. So we had them come up early, fed them, played some bago, just kind of cleaned up the building and that sort of thing. This week we're going to be on the road, so we're going to do it again, but we're going to use that time for some meeting time that we won't have in the afternoon trying to get on the road. So
I was upset too that Caleb Gray's run was called back because he scored just about everywhere with a pick six, of course, wide receiver, and I was kind of hoping that would stand. But I was looking at Brady Burnett on the play, and I thought that's what they called the hold on, and I thought there's no way he held, but they were calling that one back. One more thing about the offense, Braden Whitford, I think this is the second game with at least 4 touchdown passes. Can you just talk about?
Well, what makes it even more impressive in both of those games you're talking about, 4 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, 0 interceptions. And, that's what we've got to do to really be successful is protect the football and take the football away. I think we may have only got 1 turnover against Lake Hamilton, but that was huge. And, I feel like the offense, when we protect the football, have a great opportunity to go down and put points on the board. And I think Braden's doing a really good job with that.
We're going to take a break. We're here till 8 o'clock at the Old Bank Sports Grill. You're listening to Cyclones Live with Coach Jeff Weaver.
Thanks for listening to this EAB station for your football. This broadcast would not be possible without the support of our local sponsors like Tyson Foods. Today's Cyclone Live is exclusively sponsored by Tyson Foods. Keep it real, keep it Tyson. Whether you're listening in your car, online, or on your phone, no matter how you hear the broadcast, we're proud to be your home for the best in live football. And the next time you're at the store, remember our partners at Tyson Foods. Keep it real, keep it Tyson.
If you love quality pizza, Nonna Bella's Pizzeria at 717 South Arkansas will be your new favorite place. The dough and sauces are made daily with only the freshest and highest quality ingredients. Nonna Bella's has added many new toppings to meet our customers' discerning tastes. For the most original and fresh pizza in Russellville, remember Nonna Bella's Pizzeria. We're currently open for delivery and takeout. Order online at nonnabellas2go.com or call 479-317-1034.
Fellner's Athletes Corner, your high-performance athletic store for quality athletic footwear and apparel, features Nike, Under Armour, The North Face, Patagonia, Oakley, Saucony, New Balance, Brooks, Asics, Kavu, Keen, and many, many more. Fellner's invites you to make them your first stop. With more than 50 years combined experience, the familiar faces at Fellner's can help you with all your athletic needs. Fellner's Athletes Corner, 2320 West Main, Russellville, open 9:30 until 6 Monday through Saturday.
Hey, it's Drew Mitchell for Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery. Lakeside is really proud this year to be sponsoring our local sports all throughout the River Valley. They're committed to the area. It's just another way they show that. When you're in the market for dentures, wisdom teeth, or whatever the case may be, remember Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery, and check out their website at lakesideofs.com. Lakeside Oral Surgery, helping make the broadcast of local sports throughout the River Valley possible.
Joshua's Fine Jewelry, your locally owned, family-owned luxury jewelry establishment in the heart of downtown Russellville, is having a really wonderful watch sale right now. 50% off all in-stock Citizen watches now until October 1st. That means Rose Gold, Eco Drive, 50% off. Preview some of these amazing Citizen watches by following Joshua's Fine Jewelry on Facebook and Instagram, or shop online at joshuasfinejewelry.com.
How many times have you had to go without your heating or your air unit when you needed it most? Your family's freezing or sweating and they look to you for relief. You call someone and they say it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix. Do you really feel like you have a choice? Well, now you do. Call Tony at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air at 479-964-4004 for a free second opinion from a guy you can trust to take care of you and your family and get that unit running without all the extra charges. Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
Welcome back to the Old Bank Sports Grill. We're at Cyclones Live with Coach Jeff Weaver. We're going to talk a little bit. I don't want to rush. The last couple of weeks we've kind of run out of time, and I've rushed who we're playing against. So I want to talk now about Greenwood. And this will be the 15th time, or sorry, the 16th time we've played Greenwood. So not near as much as what we played, like Benton and Van Buren. I mean, over 60 times on both of them. First, I guess the question to ask is they're under a brand new head coach, which is the first time they can say in 16, 17 years. And it's a coach that Chris Young, right?
Know him very well. So Chris got hired at Greenwood after I had been there 2 years. When I was there as the offensive coordinator, he was our special teams coordinator and running back coach. When I left, he replaced me as offensive coordinator. And then when Rick went to Mizzou this past year, Chris stepped in his place and is doing a great job. Famous high school head coach family. Joe Fred Young is his father, who's in the Coaches Hall of Fame. His mom was a coach. So long lineage of high school coaching and doing a good job.
Was this supposed to be a down year for them? Because that's what a lot of people were saying.
No. Not at all. They weren't for sure who their quarterback was going to be, but they knew they had probably their best overall receiving core, at least in many years. Solid offensive line, very good defensive lineman / linebacker. They had a lot of pieces back. They knew this was a year that they had an opportunity to be real good.
Why are they so good from year to year?
It starts basically at birth. It's a football community that commits everything they do to their football program. And really, unless you go experience it, it's hard to understand until you see that. But they're very, very committed throughout. And the kids in the third grade are practicing to be Bulldogs in the 12th grade. And it's developed into a lot of competition as well. So you've got to be pretty darn good to play for them. And it's truly tradition. And so it's a great program, and they put it together from literally the community up.
I've heard this. I don't know if it's true, and I can probably ask Coach Wilson, but I've heard that kids that play football and baseball, they actually have to go to off-season football before they can go to baseball. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard.
The only sport that doesn't go to football first is basketball.
Okay.
They like for instance, when I was there, Chris Young was the special teams coordinator and running backs coach and head soccer coach. And not only do the kids, but all the coaches do as well. So the coaches go to football for an hour, and then all the spring sports are after school. So Chris actually, on game days, their soccer team lifted with the football team, and then if they were a football and soccer player, and then went and got dressed and played the game.
Is it hard,
Baseball
easy
also.
going against your friend or a friend? I know
Well,
you've done that before.
you know, of course, I've coached against him when he was OC the last 3 years. It's unique. We've been on the phone a lot the last couple of days, texting back and forth and that sort of thing. The closer we get to Friday, that'll sort of just disappear. And to be honest, it's not much fun. It's a neat challenge, but it's not much fun. When we were there 2 years ago, it was my 30th class reunion. You know, I didn't enjoy that. All of those people calling, texting. I didn't. I want to focus on the game, and so you have different things like that going on, and then you have friends that you care about on the other side. So it's not a lot of fun.
Am I allowed to say what's going on this Friday?
Yeah, go
okay.
ahead.
What is going on this Friday that involves you?
Well, so my father and the best man at my wedding, Dr. Lee Johnson, are both being inducted into their Bulldog Athletic Hall of Fame. And so that's kind of a neat deal. My dad's been heavily involved with them for many, many years. Ever since I've been at Russellville, he's always wore red and black to the Greenwood-Russellville game. Him going into the hall, I think he's going to wear a suit and just kind of play it off. But that's happening in the pregame, and I'm proud for him.
Good for him. Good for him. They've looked for games. They've been aggressively looking for games when they've had games canceled due to COVID.
They've had 2 COVID games, and they got canceled. Parkview and Fort Smith Northside. The Northside game, they picked up Springdale Harbor and put it on Springdale Harbor pretty good. And then when Parkview canceled, they wound up playing Bentonville West. You saw and beat Bentonville West pretty handily as well. So solid team. I wasn't that surprised in that situation because both games were quick, not a lot of preparation for them, and Greenwood's going to do what they do. So the other teams didn't get an opportunity to really scheme for them. And I think that definitely worked in Greenwood's advantage.
Last question I'll ask you about Greenwood, I think, unless I have a follow-up. Last year, you moved the ball quite a bit on them, scored 20 points on them. Is that just being familiar with them, or is that just knowing how to attack?
Well, the thing about Greenwood is defensively, they don't do a whole lot. But they do what they do really, really, really well. So they're predictable. Against Van Buren and Benton, we had no idea where they were going to line up. Now, we knew what their base defense was, but we didn't know what they were going to do. And I'm sure that's the way a lot of people feel about when they prepare for us because we move around so much. But Greenwood they come at it from the different philosophy that we're going to do what we do and just do it really, really well. So we know how to attack them. It comes down to blocking and then executing. And last year we felt like we had an advantage in the deeper passing game, and that's where we hurt them the most and hit some big plays. We went down the field, drove it down, scored opening kickoff, and then they returned the kickoff for a touchdown. They got up. I think they had the ball at one point up 28, and the next thing you know, it's a 14-point game. We'd clawed our way back in, and what you have to avoid with a team like that is a spurt. Greenwood went on a little spurt there, and they get separation when that happens. You got to keep fighting through that and play through it.
We're going to take another break. We have some special guests coming up after this segment. We're also going to talk a little bit about junior high football before the show's over. We're here till 8 o'clock at the Old Bank Sports Grill. You're listening to Cyclones Live on 102.3.
can I help you?
Can you turn on the porch light? I can't see anything.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Not every innovation is helpful, but the new ITMs at First State Bank can help you achieve your banking needs at the push of a button. Interact with local tellers, cash a check, and more, right from your car. Plus, ITMs are open weekdays from 7 to 7. To learn more about First State Bank's new innovative services, go to fsbitm.com.
Maybe you're moving some dirt around the house. Got jobs to do. Well, maybe you don't have what you need. River Valley Tractor has it, and they have great prices and great people. They treat people like you would expect to treat family. Kubota has you covered. Construction equipment, farm equipment, zero-turn mowers. Go by today and see the family at River Valley Tractor, 702 Weir Road in Russellville. Call them today at 968-3795. That's 968-3795.
For over 70 years, Old South Restaurant at 1330 East Main Street in Russellville has been faithfully serving the River Valley. Whether it's starting your day with a good old-fashioned breakfast or helping you make it through the workday with a hearty home-styled lunch, and of course serving your family with a dinner that would even make your mama proud. Old South Restaurants on Main Street in Russellville. We're here for you.
We're here for you, so come on by Old South.
Hi, this is Danny Hips, General Manager at Phil Wright Autoplex, and we know that some of our customers who buy from us because of our world-class brands, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Toyota. But we are proud that a whole lot of our customers buy from us primarily because of our trustworthy people. And for the past 45 years, we've been earning that trust one vehicle at a time. Order your new vehicle today at philwright.com or come see us at 3300 East Main in Russellville. Because if you haven't bought from us lately, it's because you haven't shopped with us lately. So come see us.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, we're more than just tires. Consistent, responsive, honest and fair. What makes us different? We're the ones who care. Trust our experience to know what you need. Professional and fast, see what we mean. Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, we're more than just tires.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, 2304 East Main, Russellville.
A solid roof for your business is key to keeping your employees, products, and valuables dry and clean. If you're experiencing roof leaks that are resulting in damaged equipment, stained ceilings, and walls, then don't let Mother Nature get the best of your business. The folks at E&F Roofing offer free commercial roof inspections, but their experience is priceless for your business, not to lose productivity and extend the life of your roof. So contact E&F Roofing today for a free commercial inspection at 479-272-4069.
Taking care of families. That's what the folks at C&D Drugstore have been doing in historic downtown Russellville for more than 6 decades when it comes to all your pharmaceutical needs. When it comes to compounding special medicines, R.D. Walker and his staff are there to serve you. And most importantly, if you need delivery, if you need curbside pickup, you need C&D Drugstore on the corner of B and Commerce in downtown Russellville, a 60-year tradition.
Welcome back to Cyclones Live. We're at the Old Bank Sports Grill, and now we have some special guests. Our first one is number 35, Christian McMullen. And welcome, Christian. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
We're glad to have you. And, you know, I get nervous when I'm interviewing somebody that I don't really know, so I've been asking people for some questions. So if I ask something I shouldn't, then we'll move on. So we'll see. But first, I asked 2 things, it seems like, of every player that comes up here. First of all, why football? Why do you play?
I don't know. I mean, I just kind of like not necessarily like hurting people, but like I like to just push people down, like when it's like meant to happen, not like, yeah. I don't know how to really explain it. I just like physical contact, and football is really just kind of there. Like I played baseball my freshman year, and it just wasn't for me, so I left and I started playing football.
It's a legal way to unleash the beast inside you.
Yeah.
Number 35. Why 35?
Well, I don't know. I've always I moved here from Harrison, and my first number was 53. Like I played 7th grade football, and that was the first time I ever played football. And then I had that number until I moved here, and I had to go to 30. And I come here, and there was like 3 numbers, and I was like, I want to go with 35. So I just decided to go with that number, and I've just kept it ever since.
When did you move here from Harrison?
I moved here my freshman year.
Okay. All right. I was born in Harrison.
Really?
So you were almost a goblin then, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the spook house and all that they have up there. Did you see yourself this year stepping in and being as major contributor as you have been?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured that just looking at personnel and everything, I kind of figured that I would be a big contributor on the D-line and just being there and everything. I mean, I contributed some last year when the guys retired or someone got hurt or something. And, I mean, we lost a lot of our D-linemen last year, so I figured I'd have to step up and just be a leader. So.
Do you have any weird routines or traditions or anything that you do?
Yeah, Coach. There's one that Coach Weaver doesn't really like. It's called the belly bongos. Rakud taught me how to do it, and
that was one of my 5 questions.
Yeah, I just
was what do you do that drive Coach Weaver crazy?
Yeah, I try not to do it a whole lot, but I got to keep the tradition going.
Gotcha.
So.
Oh, I heard that it was you like to stick Q-tips in your nose and ears.
I don't know. What
Okay.
That's about.
All right. That was from somebody. That was from one of your family members. So we'll see.
It must have been when I was younger.
Okay.
I have no idea.
It was. What do you play any other sports? You said you played baseball at one time. Anything else?
I mean, I played baseball that was the first sport I ever played. I played since T-ball, and then I went to high school, and it was just like a completely different ball game, and I was just like I was contributing to football more with my size and everything and my ability because I mean I only played league ball. I never played like travel teams or anything like that, so everybody else had more like they had more talent than I did on the team, like more practice and everything, and I just felt like it would be better for me to just spend more time in the weight room and work on myself in football. So I stuck to that. And I mean, I still love baseball. I love watching it and everything. And I like playing backyard baseball. It wasn't really for me.
Who's your favorite team?
The Cubs.
Okay. Well, I'm a Cardinals fan, but we'll get along for a little bit. So how was it doing all that prepared through COVID, being in the weight room, trying to do that?
Gosh. I mean, I honestly, I felt like me and Trent Stokes were leading that weight room with positivity and like making sure everybody got their reps and everything. And I mean, I felt so big and everything, and I just felt like I was really succeeding in the weight room. And then COVID hit, and I felt like when I came back, all of that was just gone. So that was such a hard thing to overcome, was just building everything back that I had, and it was really hard.
I do this thing called 5 questions. Can I ask you 5 questions?
You sure can.
All right, I got to get the ESPN music going. Back when Primetime was actually a really good show. All right, question number 1: were you ever dressed in a dress and high heels by your sister?
Yes, I was.
It's good that you haven't hidden that away.
Yeah, gotta be honest.
Question number 2: Connor Bailey says Chevy is better than Dodge. Do you agree?
Most definitely not. Chevy is terrible brand.
Okay. Are you friends with Connor Bailey?
Yeah, until he talks about his truck.
Okay. Is he the one that's a big Georgia fan, or isn't he? Or we got the wrong? I can't remember. I thought he was the one who was a Georgia fan. Question number 3: heard that your older sister Chelsea is better than you at playing horse. Is that true?
She beat me more times than I can count when she was 42 months pregnant, or 42 weeks pregnant, not months.
Wow.
Yeah, basketball is not my thing.
I was told to ask this. I'm scared to ask this. I have no idea what it means. Question number 4: do you remember Serena? Ryan Massey wanted me to ask if you remember Serena. I have no idea what that is. Is that?
It was one of our friend Ben's ex-girlfriend, something like that.
Okay.
I have no idea. It's just they teased Ben about it. I don't really know anything about it.
Okay. Question number 5: have you ever gotten stuck in a sewer?
Yeah, I'm getting a basketball. I got stuck in a sewer, and my friends put the the metal plate. They put it over me, and I was down there for like 15, 20 minutes.
What I was told is you didn't have enough upper body strength to lift yourself out. So
yeah, they finally took it off and told me I had to get up by myself, and I couldn't.
What age was this?
I was probably like 13.
Okay. All right. So before you started lifting weights.
Yeah, way before.
All right. That's Christian McMullen. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to keep it here. Somebody said we need to spray things down, so if you don't mind, Finley, it's just probably a good idea. We got Finley Golden, and I say all the time that one of the interviews I was looking forward to, I always look forward to interviewing Coach Beal because of all the cool stuff, but this was one I was looking forward to. All right, but I'm not going to embarrass you because nobody really had anything bad to say about you, and that was kind of disappointing because as much as you acted up and was loud and obnoxious in class back in the 8th grade.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I was also told that I'm scared to ask this. I'm scared to ask who is your favorite teacher because you have 2 at least in this room. So you got one there who's standing up and then one here.
She's giving me a pretty hard stare down right now.
Is it okay to say if I'm his favorite math teacher? Is that?
Well, I got Miss Lahosky right now, so.
Oh, come on. She doesn't listen to the show.
Well,
I've been to all your games.
Calculus is pretty important,
Okay,
I ain't going to ruin that.
Okay, after you graduate, I could be your favorite secondary math teacher?
For sure. You got that.
All right, good. Let's get the couple questions first out of the way. Why football?
Just growing up, saw my older brother playing it, and started to flag football as young as I could, and just stuck with it since then.
I remember in 7th grade that I don't know if you'll admit this, but I want to say your dad was not a big fan of football, of you guys playing football. Is that true? Okay.
Definitely not true.
Okay.
We played Pee Wee football from 5th grade on.
Okay.
We were always.
Has he ever coached you in football?
Never. Well, flag football he did, but Pee Wee never.
But in baseball he's coached you a lot.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah. Is he a tough coach to play for?
With me, absolutely, because he knows he has to be harder on me if he's gonna be harder on the other kids too.
Okay.
So.
Do you always feel like are you his favorite? Or are you your mom's favorite? Or are you both?
Well,
you realize you
I'm the middle child, so you know how it is. I'm just gonna say that.
All right. Let me ask you this: why baseball? What do you love about it?
It's again, it's something I've done since I was 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just stuck with it ever since.
Yeah.
I was bat boy for my older brother's team. I was bat boy again for my older brother's. Every single team he's been on, I ended up playing it. Travel baseball since I was 10, or not 8, probably something around there.
Why number 2 in football? Are you superstitious?
I'm not really superstitious. It's just I don't really know what was about the number. I mean, I was gonna do 7, but my older brother had that one too, so I couldn't do that. It had to be different. So I got number 2. I guess a second child maybe.
See, I thought maybe so. I thought all baseball guys were superstitious because I am.
I definitely am, but
okay, but not about the
number.
number.
No,
Okay. I hear that you do impersonations of coaches. I don't know if that means football or baseball or.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm either been given some questions that aren't true, or you and Christian are really good at hiding the fact that. Go ahead.
I don't remember doing any impersonations, honestly.
Okay.
Off the top of my head.
All right. Who's the funniest person on the team?
Ooh. I don't know. I'm going to go with me.
All right. One serious thing I do want to ask you about is I heard you're really close to maybe getting a congressional nomination for either the Naval Academy or the Military Academy, West Point. Sure. Can you just talk about that? Because I know that's a lot, and I was getting a text.
It's a lot of work. Been doing it since last December. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's just been an ongoing process. I was doing applications all the way through summer, all the way. I've had to get recommendations and essays done the whole year. It's just a lot of work. It's coming up in December, so it's going to be a board of people just interview me about why I would like to go and the reasons why I would make a good fit at the academies.
And the decision comes in April?
Somewhere around then. I mean, you can get early appointments. It's just really hard to do.
Do you have? I mean, is there any way you know that it's probably going to happen, or your long shot? Is there any way to tell how
Honestly,
it's going?
it just comes down to how well you do in your interviews and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't really know if there's a way of gauging that, but if there is, I'd love to know before anyways. Mm-hmm. I'd love to get an early appointment.
Do you have a preference on either one?
I'd like to say Naval Academy because my grandpa was in the Naval Academy, or he's in the Navy. So
Okay.
yeah, sorry.
You play sports in there? Would you do that?
Probably not. I mean, you obviously have to do intramural sports and stuff like that, which that would be fun, but not D1 sports. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty too small for
Okay.
it. You know?
Well, if you weren't, if they asked you, would you? Because it's a lot of time out. I mean, it's outside of. I mean, you still have to do everything else,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir. You have to do everything else, yes, sir. So
Would you do baseball or football if they asked you?
probably not, honestly. I mean, I'd just stick to intramurals, and they have a bunch of clubs and everything else like that you can take part in. So I'd feel like that'd be really fun to do those as well.
And when I heard that today, I thought, boy, that's a good fit. I think so. So good luck with that. I
Thank
really
you. Appreciate
really
it.
hope that happens. Now let's get on to the good stuff. How's this?
Great.
All right. Great. All right. It's almost over. All right. Question number 1. Who was the better Heisman-winning Florida quarterback, Danny Werfel, Tim Tebow, or Steve Spurrier?
None of them.
Okay.
It's Florida.
Question number 2. What is the nickname of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium where Florida plays? Okay, wait a minute. Am I not supposed to ask you the Florida questions? I thought you were a Gators fan. Are you not? You're not a Gators fan? Okay, for some reason I thought that. Okay. All right, let's go to the real list. How's
Lord
that?
cares
All
you're giving it
He is a
away.
Tennessee fan. I think you didn't have a choice to be a Tennessee fan.
Well,
right?
actually, I was an Arkansas fan until about 4 or 5, and then my dad came up to me one day and said, "Hey, if you're going to be an Arkansas fan, you're going to have to live in the garage." So, I mean, ever since then, been a pretty big Tennessee fan.
All right. All right, question number 1. The real question number 1. Does it bother you that you aren't named after a former great Tennessee quarterback?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, my brother got Peyton Manning, and then Logan got T. Martin. So both great quarterbacks in Tennessee, and I just got the family names. But, I mean, it's whatever. Again, middle child, so it's to be expected.
Who would have been the third? Who's the third best Tennessee? I don't know who the third best Tennessee quarterback would be. But, I mean, I wouldn't know who to. Huh? Okay. Casey Clausen. Okay, Clausen. So you could have been Clausen, Finley Clausen. So you might have dodged a bullet.
Could have been something, but, you know, it's whatever.
All right, question 2. What's your favorite movie?
Remember the Titans or Blindside, probably.
Okay, that's not what I have. I have Pretty Woman.
Bro, my mom has forced me to watch that movie a few different times.
Really? So you could probably quote it.
Definitely don't want to maybe. I know a couple quotes.
Really? Can you do one?
Slippery little suckers. That's my mom's favorite quote, I think.
Okay. Question number 3. Did you really hurt your hip or did you just make that up?
Okay. So this was a big deal a couple weeks ago. So I got.
I was told, believe it or not, you probably don't believe that. I was told to ask you about this.
I do believe it. I can 100% believe it. So I was getting a bunch of stuff from Caleb and Eli told, and of course BBs. So it's just kind of, we always mess around with each other, but I don't think I was faking the hip. I mean, I played with a giant pad on the side. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't.
Okay. So you really did. They said you get, and this is how they said. They say he gets hurt all the time.
I'm sure they said that.
I mean, they did the air quotes. So
I'm sure.
Easy question. How about that one? Question number 4. What's the Tennessee mascot named?
Smokey.
Okay, good. That was just in case if you were going to get in trouble, you'd get in trouble for missing that
absolutely.
one.
My uncle has a dog named Smokey, so I don't think I can forget that one.
Oh, okay. Question number 5. Last question. What do you call? It's not a joke. What do you call people walking on the street in Florida?
Well, okay, so this was a story. We were down at the beach, and we were sitting there. I was like, don't hit the Presbyterians, because I wasn't sure what the actual word was, so I'd said up pedestrians, I said Presbyterians, and I have been getting stuff about it ever since then.
Instead of
I was
saying,
about 10 years old that happened.
You said don't hit the Presbyterians.
Exactly.
Instead of don't hit the pedestrians.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I thought it was not that big of a mistake, but you know what? It's still haunting me.
Yeah.
So
How long ago was that?
10 probably.
Okay, so then it's been this long.
It was a long time ago.
All right. That's probably one of my favorite questions ever. But you shouldn't hit Presbyterians.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you're right.
I'm not wrong. It's just, it's not the right word.
All right. That's Finley Golden. We appreciate him. We're going to take a break and come back with another interview. You're listening to Cyclones Live on 102.3.
The right roof starts with the right roofer. That's why you should trust Miller Roofing Company. They're not just good, they're great. Miller Roofing has been serving our River Valley since 1991. Choosing an established company ensures upfront quality and back-end support for your home or business. Did you know the average roofing company lasts only 4 years? Mature, proven, and established companies carry the least risk, and that's what Miller Roofing's all about. Get your free estimate today by calling 479-890-3499 or visit miller-roofing.net.
Hey guys, this is Carl Kirtley with Centennial Bank, and we love tailgates, pep rallies, and Friday night lights. The new school year is here, and nothing brings a community together like football. Now more than ever, Centennial Bank is proud to cheer.
I think next week we'll bring back Finley Golden for another segment, just by the way. So
teachers, administrators, and staff of our local schools help make our communities great, and we applaud their persistence, preparation, and hard work during these difficult times. Centennial Bank invites you to be a part of this great tradition and show your support this season. Now let's go play some football. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Why trust River Valley Tinting and Glass? Well, River Valley Tinting and Glass is a family-owned business, and they take care of their customers like family too. So remember, your local auto, residential, and commercial glass and tinting company, River Valley Tinting and Glass. Check out their work on Facebook or call 890-5839 to get an estimate. Or you could always come by 2202 East 2nd Street to see all they can do for you. From a business you can trust, River Valley Tinting and Glass.
Cozy Furniture on East Parkway across from Comfort Inn and Suites loves and supports the Russellville Cyclones. Come in and see Joey and Dee, your local expert Tempur-Pedic dealers, and get the mattress of your dreams delivered to you free of charge. Check out Cozy Furniture on Facebook and Instagram, or shop online at koziihome.com today. Come visit the knowledgeable staff at Cozy Furniture, where the River Valley shops for Tempur-Pedic. Go Cyclones.
Are you having trouble deciding which Medicare plan will meet your needs? Is your mailbox full of mail from multiple insurance companies regarding different Medicare plans? Hi, I'm Mike Giroux. Finding the right Medicare plan doesn't have to be frustrating and confusing. Help is just a phone call away. Call Giroux & Associates at 479-857-2810 for an appointment and let us help you find a plan to meet your needs. We represent multiple insurance carriers, and we will help you find a plan that is right for you. Call Giroux & Associates today at 479-857-2810 to schedule an appointment.
This is Dr. Christy Bartlett at St. Mary's Regional Medical Center. Our world has changed a lot in a short time, but your health and safety remain our #1 priority. We have the supplies needed and processes in place to keep you safe. We've implemented visitor restrictions, and we are reducing physical contact as much
Gabby
as
Atkins
possible.
is one of my
Patients
informers.
and
Thank you,
employees
Gabby.
are
I should
required to
credit
wear
you
masks
at the
for
end
your
of this.
protection and theirs, and your care team is screened daily. So don't wait to get the care you need. St. Mary's is here for you today and always.
When your loved one is faced with the challenge of losing their independence, it's best to have compassionate and personalized care that operates with integrity. Your family will need a resource that works with doctors to serve as a bridge between the healthcare facility and the comfort of your home. You'll need the in-home excellence provided by Trinity Home Health. Trinity Home Health has the highest satisfaction rates from their patients here in the River Valley. If you have a loved one in need, call 479-662-4040. Trinity Home Health. Compassion, integrity, excellence.
Welcome back to Cyclones Live. We're joined by assistant coach Jimmy Wilson. Welcome, Coach Wilson.
Thank you. I was going to take the easy road out and say I was glad to be here like everybody else, but then we gave Finley the option of who his favorite teacher was, and I'm sitting over there and was completely left out of the whole equation.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, see, we need to bring him back for another segment before the years, because I'm sure there's more material. First, I want to ask you what you're coaching this year.
This year I'm coaching running backs and H-backs.
Is that what is your favorite thing to coach? You coached a few of different things.
I've coached a lot of different things.
You've been a high school coach, 7th grade coach.
Yeah, I don't really know what my favorite would be. I enjoy all of it. I definitely think I enjoy the offensive side of the ball a little bit more. Running backs was something new to me this year, not something I'd ever played. I've never been accused of being the fastest person in the room, so I've had to get used to that a little bit, but I do enjoy it.
Whenever I interview David Beal, I always got to ask him about the 12th man. If I ever interview Wilma Crotty, I always have to ask how he gets upset at officials, because they always take good pictures of that. So whenever I interview you, I have to ask about 71 to 69.
Yeah. That was a pretty crazy game. I was actually thinking about it this Friday after the game ended against Lake Hamilton. It kind of had that feel a little bit to me. But I was actually thinking about that this morning, just going back over it again, how crazy that was. And I said I never wanted another game like that before, because it felt like it just went on forever. But it had a little bit of the same feel. But yeah, it's definitely something I'll never forget. I see a picture of it come up every year on like one of the Time Hop apps that I have that the scoreboard comes up. So
I researched it just because I like reading the article. And you were the head coach at Two Rivers playing Atkins.
Yes.
And you were up 28 points in the third quarter, I think with the ball, getting ready to go up and do the mercy rule.
Yes.
And you had to have an interception with 40 seconds left. You won the game 71-69. And your quote in there is, "I don't want to have to do this again."
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I remember the official on our side as we were receiving the kickoff, up 28, or it may have just been on my sideline. He looked at me and he said, "We all hurry up and score so we can get this over with." And then it ended up not being over until about 10:30. But yeah, we had fielded I think like 5 onside kicks in a row at one point. And then as we were up 71-69, they just scored, kicked their last one, and we don't get it. And so of course we hadn't stopped them in about a half. And so they drive it all the way down to about our 30, and then we get maybe a questionable interception call and are able to seal it. But it's pretty crazy.
I don't want you getting in trouble, but since I've had a Tennessee fan up here, I can get on to the Florida Gators a little bit. Can you talk about the Gators logo and how Two Rivers used to be able to use that?
Yeah, that whole deal went down the year before I got there.
Okay.
But from what I've
heard,
you
were there when it happened.
No, it happened the year before. But from what I've heard, everything was exact. And I guess you have to have so many points of difference, and they didn't. So, I mean, they had to tear up the whole basketball gym. It cost them a lot of money to change all that.
But it's small school like Two Rivers, so why is that such a big deal?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay, so somebody had to alert Florida.
Somebody probably did, yeah.
Okay. Are you really good at trick shots in basketball? I've seen video of it.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. Back when I was at Two Rivers, when I get to spend a little bit more time in the gym, I did like doing that. We'd make a video every now and then of some pretty good ones. So.
How much did you miss baseball because of COVID? I mean,
it was tough last year, just knowing what we had.
Yeah,
I mean,
y'all had a chance.
We had a really good chance, and just missing that. There might be some years where you're saying yes, but that definitely wasn't one of those years, and so it hurt. Just looking at some of the games that we had played, some of the opponents that we played that we thought could be there at the end with us, and how we hung with them, thinking we had a really good chance. It was not good to miss out on. So.
It's very safe to say that y'all had a chance to go all the way, at least to be at Baum.
Yeah.
And let me see here. Coming into baseball, you did softball, I think, at Two Rivers.
I did for, I think it was just 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't do baseball initially when you came here. Is that something you had your eye on?
Well,
you're a baseball player, too.
Right. I was actually, right when I first got to Two Rivers, I was assistant baseball for a semester. I actually got hired in January at Two Rivers. So I was assistant baseball that first semester and then went to softball after that. So it was something that I definitely wanted to do. It was my best sport and my favorite sport to play, so it was something that I was looking at.
You've been in the owner's box at Dallas. Is that true?
It's true. If I can try to figure out how to explain this here. So my wife's grandmother is first cousins with Jerry Jones' wife.
Okay.
Okay, so you got to put a couple pieces together. But they have a family reunion every year. That's the third preseason game. Obviously, we didn't get to do that this year. But that's been falling on the extravaganza for about the past 4 years, so I haven't been able to go. But usually we try to go to that, and it's pretty cool. So.
What do you call Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones, Jerry?
I just try to stay out of his way.
Okay. Who's the most competitive person in your house?
That's pretty tough. I don't know. It may actually be our son.
Oh, really?
I guess he gets it honestly, but he does not like to lose. He'll cry over pretty much everything. But I mean, it doesn't matter. He's 5 years old, and he's been that way since he's been old enough to realize he lost something. And you think he doesn't really get it, but he takes it pretty hard.
Oh, bless his heart. And if anybody's listening doesn't know, your wife is Jillian Wilson, and she's a coach and stepped up to coach the junior high volleyball team this year too.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah,
I was a single dad for a while.
Yeah, makes you welcome it when she's back home because you have 2 kids, a boy and a girl now. Do you miss playing?
I do, especially when you get games like we had last Friday. That's definitely something you want to be a part of, and seeing how much it meant to those guys after that game. It's hard at some points. You feel like there's nothing you can do, or you wish you could do more, and so that definitely brings some of that back.
I'm trying to take it easy on you because you've always been really good about giving me info on other coaches, and I'm going to ask that before our season's over. So that's why I'm trying to take it very easy on you, but we're ready for 5 questions if you're ready.
All right.
All right. Question number 1, was Brady Burnett in?
Yes.
One-word answer is all we need. See, there it is. I trust Coach Wilson. Question number 2. What's the last thing that you successfully fixed?
Well, see, I was thinking about this. I actually fixed. We just sold our house. Well, it's probably been a month ago now. But when the inspection came back, there was a couple things that needed to be fixed, and it's a pretty good running joke around everyone that I can't fix anything.
I've heard it from 2 coaches this year already.
And it's true, I cannot. I'm very bad with anything related with my hands or tools. But I fixed some weather stripping on a door, and I was extremely proud of myself. And I actually texted them a picture and showed them, and nobody was impressed, and it hurt my feelings.
You should have done a YouTube video on how to. Question number 3. What's the most number of bats that you've seen at one time in Gardner?
Oh, it's hard to put a number on it. It had to be in the hundreds, though. There was a lot.
Yeah.
It gets pretty scary when it's dark and you have to walk a long ways to turn the lights on. But there's a lot.
That's when you start thinking, do I really need to be in here? Maybe we'll just run outside today. Question number 4. Will your wife and you allow your daughter to be a cheerleader?
If you asked me this before, I would have said no. But I think we're heading down that path.
Really?
Yeah. She's not very athletic.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately. And she likes to cheer, so.
Okay. I see a video of her cheering. I thought, oh, well, could this happen?
I don't know where it came from.
Yeah. Last question. With your wife being a coach, does she ever point out what you're doing wrong?
No, she doesn't. She's pretty
coaching,
good about that.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, you should have done this.
No, she's pretty good about that. She tries to stay out of that, I guess, the best she can. So I think it's probably better for both of us that way. I try to do the same thing. So.
Okay. That's Coach Jimmy Wilson. Thanks for joining us. That's Coach Jimmy Wilson with 5 questions. We're going to keep it right here because we only have about 8 or 9 minutes left, and want to make sure that I get in and talk about the junior high while I'm trying to wipe everything down. Somebody mentioned that on YouTube, and I thought that was a good idea. That why don't you wipe stuff down? I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. So I'm trying to use the Ion Pure and do that. So if you need it to dry, Coach, that's fine. But the junior high defeated Valonia. The 9th grade team defeated Valonia 42-0. It was impressive. I tell you, this team's really fun to watch. They had 2 punt returns for a touchdown, a pick 6 that was actually called back, and but they ended up getting the ball, and mercy rule again. And you were at the game, and you said that you like to get out and be there at the game. You were there in time, and what did you see from the junior high?
Just so much explosive plays in all 3 phases. Coach Tucker and his staff has done a great job. We all need to keep Coach Beal in our thoughts and prayers. But just so proud of the job that our guys are done with those young men and how well they've adjusted and received the coaching and are playing. And the first time we had the ball last week, I think we had to convert 1 4th down and maybe even 2. And but once we punched it in and 3-and-outed Valonia, it was on at that point. And our kids are just playing with a great deal of confidence. They've got another tough test this week, hosting Greenbrier. Come on out. I think we've got a tailgate and all of that for our Thursday night game this week. But they're a fun team to watch, and we're excited about them.
Yeah, there's only 2 more times to see the team here at Cyclones Stadium this Thursday, and then 2 weeks when they have their, I don't know if they call it homecoming or colors day. I feel like these are my kids because when I have them in class, but of course, Caden Rose had big reception for a touchdown. Tracy Daniels had 4 touchdowns. D.A. Reed threw. The only incompletion he threw is 8 of 9 for 119 yards. The only incompletion he threw is throwing it away because he was, avoiding a sack. And do you watch their film?
Yeah, Coach Young, the offensive coordinator over there, shares the film with me as soon as the game's over, and he shares opponent scout film with me as well, and sort of updates me on the game plan offensively. Coach Tucker's been the defensive coordinator there for 3 going on 4 years now, and so Coach Beal and Coach Young have run the offense, and with Coach Beal out, myself and Coach Farr at the high school try to give them tips and advice, but they haven't needed any of that in quite some time. They've done an awesome job with it, and hopefully they can continue the win streak that they've got going and have an opportunity to win a conference championship.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I'm glad you mentioned Coach Beal because we put the game on our YouTube channel, and somebody, I think 2 people, asked about how he was doing. So I'm glad that you're updating us on that.
Continues to get some pretty good reports moving into another round of treatment. Haven't seen any growth, but again, I just want to encourage everybody to pray for him and pray for total healing. And, that's our prayer, and would love to see him back with us soon.
Yeah, he's one of us. He's a former Cyclone quarterback, and like I said, played at Texas A&M and coached there. Also want to ask about the 7th grade. I don't know which team it was, but one of them defeated or won Monday night. 38-14 was the score I got.
Yes.
Was that at Greenbrier?
So one of the 7th grade teams played at Greenbrier last night, and then another team went to Greenwood today, and they're doing great. Our 7th grade, I believe, our what they call their A team is undefeated, and to be honest, most of them haven't been close. They're a very, very talented group.
What about the JV?
JV won
Greenbrier.
3 in a row.
Yep.
We played Greenbrier last night. Greenbrier had the ball at about our 12-yard line, first down with 2 minutes to go, something like that, and we held them out 4 downs and took a knee to win the game. And they're growing a lot as well and doing a great job.
I've asked you this before, but I just want to kind of expound on it. 7th grade on up, they're running.
They're running our stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely. And if you go watch the 7th grade play, something you'll notice when our A team is out there, there's no coaches on the field. We're signaling from the sideline, both offense and defense, and no huddling it. And most of the teams we're playing have coaches out there in the huddle saying, "You run this, you run that, you hand it." And so they're running our system and doing it in the same style. Now obviously, the lower down we go, the more simple we make it. But they're doing an outstanding job with it.
Yeah, and it's a given that coaches are on the field for 7th grade. So what you guys are doing are odd, but that's good for the kids.
Well, they need to learn to play that way, I feel like, and learn to play fast.
We got a couple more minutes here. Just want to ask you about the conference matchups. Mountain Home at Benton. Mountain Home's been kind of a surprise team, and I was surprised that they defeated Van Buren.
I wasn't. I wouldn't have been surprised however that game went. And I've watched Mountain Home on film several games now. They're a very solid football team. They're the type of team that's not going to beat themselves. Where Van Buren's a little more up and down, explosive, good things, bad things. And so I'm not surprised that game, I think, was at Mountain Home, which we have to go to in a couple of weeks. So that one didn't shock me. Mountain Home playing Benton, Benton definitely has the more talent, but if they don't go out and play, Mountain Home will give them a game.
Have you played at Mountain Home before?
No. I've never been to Mountain Home's school, much less stadium or anything like that. Way back in the 80s, Mountain Home and Greenwood, when I played, were in the same baseball conference at one point. Greenwood and Russellville was in the same baseball conference. But that's my only experience with Mountain Home.
I've never been up there for a football game, and that's almost an all-day trip.
I think they have a nice facility.
Yeah. Siloam Springs is at Lake Hamilton. What do you think about that one?
I think that's a big game. Lake Hamilton, obviously, they're hard to prepare for. Siloam Springs is always a physical football team. So, I would think where Lake Hamilton was in a shootout with us a week ago, I could see that one being a defensive battle, and the team that produces the most big plays and doesn't turn the ball over is going to win.
And finally, Parkview, after a 2-week layoff, loses at Benton by 10. They travel to Van Buren. A couple of good quarterbacks, athletic quarterbacks there.
2 athletic guys, probably the more athletic quarterbacks within the conference. There's quite a few athletes going to be on the field in that game. I've watched Parkview on film. I watched them on TV one night. I've obviously coached against Van Buren. I would give the talent lean towards Parkview, but I know Van Buren's kind of back to the wall. They weren't real happy with their performance Friday. They practiced Sunday afternoon, full practice.
Wow.
I'm sure they've had a get it right week, and it'll be interesting how that one turns out.
All right, thanks, Coach. That's
Appreciate
Coach Jeff Weaver, and we also want to thank Coach Jimmy Wilson, Christian McMullen, and Finley Golden for being our special guests. You've been listening to Cyclones Live from the Old Bank Sports Grill.